win a title? And do you think the window of opportunity is even?
Just a smidgen too much to say that you're still in the corner of winning a title. Do I think they'll have a bounce back year? Yes. Do I think they'll probably end up winning the division? Yes. Do I think they can win another title? No. Their defense, not that great.
Pretty bad.
Their offense getting older and longer in the tooth. Mm-hmm. Their running game, can you keep everybody healthy to have a running game to protect Drew Brees? And is Drew Brees going to be able to rely on his receivers? That's big questions, and that's the ones that they have to answer. It all hinges on Drew Brees. He had a good year. He didn't have a Drew Brees year, but he still had a good year. He didn't have the elite Drew Brees year, but he still had a good year last year. But everything else around them fell apart, and that's where they need everything to coincide and congeal together, and them have a bounce back year this year.
And you lose a great target in Jimmy Graham too, so it's really hard.
Yeah, but now they have Max Unger, who's one of the best centers in the league, which goes underrated in this whole trade with Seattle. They picked up Max Unger, which is a huge pickup for them, especially to protect Drew Brees. It's just everything around him needs to click, and everything around him needs to get a little better.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they can do here, and I mean, it's going to be a man. And they also got C.J. Stroud too. So I mean, like you said, he's hurt. So
everybody on these teams are hurt.
So it's going to be a struggle for him.
But that is an interesting one to see how C.J. kind of works into that.
Yeah, so I'm on board with that as well. So Atlanta. As far as them, they had the 12th best offense in the league, but to kind of point that, they have 27. I don't know how you can put.
They had a poop defense.
Yeah, and
a poop defense.
As much time they got on the offense side of the ball with Roddy White and Julio Jones, and you got Matt Ryan at the helm doing the quarterback, playing quarterback for them. So I mean, they always the last few years they had a solid offense. It's just this defense was being a thorn on their backside.
Poop.
So I mean, now they made a coaching change, and so it's going to be different for them as well. I don't see them making any noise either. Unfortunately, I think you'll see individual improvement as far as Julio Jones and probably taking his step to the next level, probably being
still poop defense.
Yeah. So and then you have much to add on them, so you just agree with this poop defense, huh?
Still poop defense.
All right.
Their offense loaded, defense poop.
Yeah. Then Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they had the worst record and ended up getting the #1 draft pick, and they did draft the Florida State rookie Jameis Winston, and it was within the first week of training camp that he was declared the starter. So yeah, it was like many options. So he's thrown into the flames. So I mean, we both need to take off our gator glasses here and analyze his few first games. So what you think about his first few games and him being in this
rookie-esque? He played like a rookie. Mm-hmm. He made some good throws like we know Jameis can do, but he made some of them stupid boneheaded throws like we know Jameis can do. He's gonna be that way. He has that gunslinger-esque mentality to him that he can make any throw. Right. He's going to find out quick in the NFL. You ain't going to be able to make every throw because these guys are going to eat you alive. As he found out last year, when you play a defense with this style of an NFL play, he had problems. Especially just look at what he did against Florida. Closest thing to an NFL secondary that you're going to find, and an NFL defense all around that you're going to find. And he threw 4 picks, and they should have lost that game. But he has that mentality, though, that he can sling it and he can fit it into every window, and it's going to come to hurt him, and he's just going to have to work past it.
He's going to have to work past it. Slow down a little bit.
But I think Tampa does a little better than they did last year. I think they'll move up.
Oh yeah,
I think they'll move up because he has good weapons on the outside. As long as Mike Evans, another one of those rookie wide receivers last year that had a great year. He's got to stay healthy this year because he's already having those little nicky problems. You got to keep him healthy, and you got to have your running back come back into a little bit of form to help out your rookie quarterback.
And that's the thing with Doug Martin too is he's got to help out Jameis Winston.
He's got to help out his quarterback.
I mean,
he's got to.
44 yards per game last year. I know he was hurt quite a bit the last few years, so it's one of those where he needs to definitely get back to at least the 80 yards per game.
Because they need that stability, especially with a young rookie quarterback back.
Because you still got Vincent Jackson over there as well too, is the veteran present. So
you got that big gigantic tight end that they got. They got a whole basketball team for their receiving.
Yeah, so I mean
he's got weapons, but he's just going to have to learn where he can put balls and how he can do it and fit into the NFL system.
I definitely expect them to be better than 2-14.
Oh yeah,
I don't by far see them being the worst team in the league right now. But I mean, it's a young team that's got some interesting pieces. They just got to put it together. They're learning how to pretty much play, but it's Lovie Smith is a solid coach as well too. So I mean, he got his hands full with this squad. So I'll be interested to see it. So. Is there any matchup that you're eager to watch, or are you just going to run and change the channel and watch Desperate Housewives or something?
I would not watch Desperate Housewives.
I'm just giving you.
I would rather watch a shitty football game than Desperate Housewives.
No disrespect.
No, there's really no matchups that I want to look at when they play each other. It's not. I don't mind watching any of these teams play just because it's football.
Yeah.
But there isn't anything that goes, ooh, I'm watching this game. The only reason I watched them at the end of the year last year is because it was the battle of which team with an under 500 record was going to go to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. The Saints or the Panthers. So I got to watch that game, and I found out who won.
Yeah, for me, since I live in Central Florida, and every time I was forced to watch the Bucs games, so I'm probably gonna watch them play the Saints. There's always a few. Those games are always fun to watch between those two. I will give them that since I was forced to watch them and everything like that before I learned that you can stream games on the internet. So I'm probably gonna if I have to sit down and watch a division game between those two or any of this division, it'll probably between that. I would love to see the Panthers and the Saints, but now with Benjamin going down, I'm gonna go with the Bucs and the Saints. It's always pretty fun to watch those two play. Unfortunately, I don't know how fun
I get to see
now.
the Panthers from a swimming pool.
Yeah, you get to see the Panthers there, and lucky son of a gun
from the swimming pool.
And I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot of ladies in bikinis and having a good time. I said sing. Kevin's like, shh. Nobody will know. Give us a division win for this division here. That's the division winner.
I think the Saints are going to end up having that. Like I said, they'll bounce back, and I think they'll win the division. I think the Saints will win the division.
I agree with you, man.
God Almighty,
dude,
that's ridiculous.
I'm agreeing with you with the Saints as well. I would have picked the Panthers if Kelvin Benjamin was healthy, but I think that like the one analogy, well not analogy, but the one description you gave earlier about Des Bryant went down, Tony Romo would be good, but Aaron Rodgers, I don't think Kelvin's like that either. But Kelvin Benjamin is a pretty solid threat when they don't have many options to throw the ball to.
Oh
anyway,
yeah, Cam won't lift. Yeah,
so I got the Saints winning, and they was. And I will predict that it'll be on a 500 too. Win. So Drew Brees, you get a shot to go to the playoffs, but I don't know. You'll go ahead and win another title.
No, so I think they'll have 8-9 wins.
8-9 wins.
Somewhere right around there. Okay. You gotta think of who they play and everything else. They played the AFC South this year. So Jaguars, Texans, Tennessee. So there's a couple of wins in there for them.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about schedules when I say stuff.
Nah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Because I know who people play.
All right, NFC West overview. You got Seattle Seahawks, who are the NFC champions of last year. They were 12-4. Arizona Cardinals are 11-5 last year. San Francisco 49ers are 8-8.
Yeah.
And St. Louis Rams are 6-10. Some of the headlines is the additional Jimmy Graham for the Seattle Seahawks. Carson Palmer started out the season with the Cardinals at 6-0 and then went down with a knee injury. But the bad offseason continues for the 49ers. Now they lost, I don't know why I giggled there, but they lost All-Pro Alden Smith due to DUI, and he's not admitting to it.
And another guy.
Yeah,
and another guy. Who the hell did I just say?
You said Ray McDonald, right?
Yeah, it was Ray McDonald and somebody else. Was hold on.
They are falling like flies over there.
I just had it up.
Niner Nation's got to be going through some stuff right now, and I'm talking about
What did they do?
tipping the bottle of whiskey and just
Don't say tip the bottle with all the drunkenness that came from
the 49ers.
the 49ers.
Yeah.
Bad choice of words.
It was a pun, Kevin.
Bad choice of words.
It was the pun.
You wasn't punning nobody.
And while I kept looking that up, and then the Rams, who added Nick Foles and Todd Gurley through the draft, tried to have an offense that was ranked 21st last year in the
God damn
in the league.
it.
So.
Oh, Ahmad Brooks.
Ahmad Brooks.
Yep. So there's another guy.
Man, that team is just going through.
Oh, did you hear about this one? This is completely off the subject. In 2011, that Ike Mbe, the guy that punched out Geno Smith, punched a man who he thought was a woman who punched a man he thought was a woman that was arranging to have sex with him.
Oh, wow.
So he arranged to have sex with this woman who was really a man. So he punched him.
So
this guy likes punching people.
Yeah, he's really on some stuff. So Kevin talked about the addition to Jimmy Graham and what it means to the Seahawks and everything like that as far as them.
The addition of Jimmy Graham's good for the Seahawks. Taking away Max Unger, not good for the Seahawks. Seahawks' worst position on that team is their offensive line right now. Luckily, you have one smart quarterback that knows when to get away from everything and knows when to not take that hit. But their worst piece on that team right now is their offensive line. They need to get the offensive line straightened out. Jimmy Graham will be a good addition if you have time to throw the ball. That's when he's a good addition. Luckily, they have a guy that can get away, make plays, and make it to where Jimmy Graham becomes an even more dangerous option because all he's doing is running around the field improvising.
Well, you say that one of his new teammates is very critical of his pass blocking anyway. So.
Yeah, and that's their main thing. Their line is good. Their line is going to be good at run blocking. Well, Jimmy Graham's bad at run blocking, not pass blocking, because he don't ever block during the pass. He goes out for him. But run blocking, Jimmy Graham's going to have to get used to it real fast. Because as we all know, Seattle likes to run the football. So he's going to have to get used to it real fast. But their key is getting that offensive line. But he's a good addition when they're going to be able to get the ball to him.
All right.
And especially with Russell, the way he creates and improvises and just does all that stuff that's going to give Jimmy Graham that flow. Well, he'd be able to just roll around and then take off running. And because we've seen it how many times last year where a guy will just take off running and then Russell just slings it. And the guy's wide open down the field.
You're right about the offensive line, but man, to add a threat like Jimmy Graham along with Marshawn Lynch, beast mode in the back of the field and everything like that, it's intriguing, man, with that as well. So if things does start to click, then
oh yeah, but
my goodness, look out for this team. Man.
That team all keys on number 3 though.
Mm-hmm.
The way he goes is how they go, and the one guy that when they were giving out all this money to quarterbacks that I was like, this guy deserves it because of all the different intangibles that he brings, was Russell Wilson. I think he was the one guy that deserved the money that he got. When they said that they gave him this much. Some of these other guys, I'm like, how the hell are they making this much money? Like, how many Super Bowls did they went to? And then when they gave this guy this money, I'm like, okay, 2 Super Bowls, 3 years, there you go. That's how you're supposed to pay a person. Not no Super Bowls, no playoff wins, 4 years. Oh, we'll give you $60 million guaranteed. What?
But it was well deserved with his.
Oh, yeah, it's well deserved with him. He's one of those guys you look at and be like, that's the kind of guy you want to lead my team. That's the kind of guy you want to pay this money to.
All right, Carson Palmer started last season out 6-0, and then went